Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a program to assess the similarity of musical tunes, and we've come a long way. We've got a nice report that shows the shape of a melody, and what we've been working on lately is overcoming kind of a challenge in the parsing of things. I think we've straightened out the bulk of that, but one of the things we want to do is get more metadata in the tune and explore how you set the titles of a tune. All right. We left off with a failing test. All right, there it is. Where's the test itself? Okay, down here somewhere. All right. So the test is if you have a title. Well, the main parse tune puts in a default title, but you can put secondary titles, and we put a secondary title, a part specification, and another title. And we want to make sure that our tune has a string attribute, a string attribute that we look up with this key. And one key is title, and that gives us the primary title, which you don't really see here. And then the second is titles with an S on the end that gives you all of the titles separated by semicolon spaces. See, we changed this from header to title. I think I'll make this consistent. It'll still fail the test. Don't worry. All right, and let's see the failure. Okay, the problem is unknown information field found T. Okay, so we expected no errors, but we found a TT. And what I think is going on, and I'm like 99% sure, but I haven't really checked it yet, is our parser. In the main body here, find tunes, we enforce a rule that you have to have an X first. So you got to once you get that, we go from there. Then you get a T, and you can have one or more T's where you gather titles. But when you finish with that, you can go to other header lines like K or L or bunches of others we don't handle yet, and go from there. But you're not supposed to have any more T's. Well, I think that's a misinterpretation. I think the real situation is you must have an X, you must have a T, and after that, you don't need to gather titles specifically. You can just treat it as tune header. And we have a little state machine. Let's go there. Well, can I get there? Yeah. Okay. And this is our parse state, which says first we're looking for that X. You know, I don't want to make those. I'm going to change that name. It's really find X. Require T, okay. Gather titles, I don't think we need an into header. Okay, so the first problem I think we have, if I trace kind of this state machine, and I'm becoming less fond of some of this. Let's check this thing out. Header reference number parser. He's putting in the state. I kind of think that's a mistake. I think he always returns require T, so I don't think that adds anything to our life. So let's take that one. Let's make a note to take that out. All right, so header, we'll defer it. So I'll put it down here. Header reference number parser doesn't need to return state. Okay, I think we should keep the state machine up in the state machine in the parser. Oh, and let's go back. All right, let's lock that open because we're going to need it. All right, now down here again. Okay, so let's see how this gather titles things works. So require T. Well, again, we'll go to header title parser. I guess I could just open header title parser. We'll do that again. No. Okay, it's there anyway. All right. Header title parser. It always returns gather titles. Again, that's not helpful. Okay, so let's say the same thing for header title. And header title parser doesn't need to return state. Okay. All right, back here. So header title parser always returns gather titles. Okay, and if it starts with T, okay, try gather titles. Yeah, and then down here in the tune header, LP, but we don't have T. Okay, that I think is what's wrong. I think you should be able to say, well, like we're trying to do, say title, title, part, title should be fine, and our grammar disallows it. So maybe I should fix these two first. Let's do that. Okay, header reference number parser. Open header reference number parser. Okay, return require T. Okay, let's take the parse state out of there, and let's take, well, let's keep this, but we don't need the return anymore. Okay, now the caller is the parser, and where's header? There it is. Okay, now we're just going to stay it here. State equals require T, and take it off of here. Okay. Well, this is one of those things. It's not going to make our test pass. I think there's just a bigger gap than I want. All right, I'm going to take that test out for a minute, take it out of play for a minute. Okay, so we're just going to do some refactoring for a little bit. Not a lot, but enough to get us past this stuff. Okay, so header reference number parser. Okay, and then the other was header title parser. All right, and that thing. We'll take this out. We'll take the parse state out. And header title parser is referenced here. Okay, so we'll say state equals that. Take it off of here. Oh, and then same thing here. Take it off of here. Okay, so remove state management from header reference number parser and header title parser. Okay, so we got these two. Well, let's state it positively. Remove state from state return remove state return from okay, and then these are done. All right. Oh, and I did something off camera. I added a couple of helper methods, notes and events. They take a list of letters that are note names, and it shortens some of the tests. Okay, so let's go back to our test. Parser test. We'll take the ignore off. This should fail again. Same message. I don't think we get it here. Yeah. A less than stellar change, in my humble opinion. Okay. Line 5, column 1, unknown information field found T. Okay, because we weren't expecting a T. All right, let's go to ABC parser. And I think what we're going to do is we'll get the parsing straight, and then we'll find out that like our tune doesn't have any information in it either. So even if it parsed, it doesn't work. All right. So um, we we do need to require a T, and I think that's fine. Um, so it's got to be a separate state because we are only going to do this, only going to look for a title here, and if we don't have one, it's an error. And then we gather titles. Well, I think I think we should just say we're in the tune header, and then tune header's allowed to have titles. So let's put the T stuff. Let's see, in the tune header. So gather titles. If line starts with, well, I guess we can take this whole thing. Okay, so in tune header, else T, else. Okay, if line starts with T, well, we're going to stay in the tune header. Okay, so you can see why it was a good move to get that out of here. Tune header. Okay, um, the title line is allowed in here. Okay, now if we shouldn't break anything else. Maybe one more test. No. Okay. Yeah, there could have been a test that checked this possibility, but we didn't test that. Okay, because it wasn't possible, and we didn't try all the variations. All right. Now what I think is require T should go to should go to Intune header. Okay. So what I want to do is make sure that these two are the same. Let's see if I can. How do I open a new? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so this is. Let's hide this. Let's hide this. Okay, so ABC parser fine tunes. I want to compare gather titles to Intune header. Okay, so gather titles. We check line count. We get a parse error. That's fine. Else if line starts with T. Okay, well, we header title parser gather titles. We have T down here. Starts with T header title parser. Intune header. That's a difference. An intentional one. This one's not in alphabetical order, but eventually I want to get a different way of doing this anyway. But else if line starts with K, try parse it, key parser, tune set key, Intune body. Okay, that's the same. Then L is rhythm, tune state node length. Okay. Otherwise P, header parts parser. Oh, we should probably take that state out of here too. Else T, that's new. Else header contains line dot first, ignore it. Well, we're in state tune header, so this is redundant. Otherwise, throw a parse error. Okay, so what I see then is the case of gather titles is now fully redundant, and we can get rid of that. Okay, and again, I think I will. Well, no, our test is really driving this, so let's keep it. All right, whoops. We got to take that case out now. Gather titles doesn't occur anymore. Whoops. Oh, this should be in tune header. All right, now we're down to 2 failures. Whoops. Yeah, so we asked for the title, we got back question marks. We asked for the titles, we got back question marks. All right, now the issue is more in the tune and not the parsing, top level parser. Okay, let's look at tune. Well, we added this notion of subscript, and the idea was you would query the metadata with this subscript operator. Okay, so bracket title should give us that. Well, nothing stores titles in here, right? All we get is the part and the parts, which are character to measures. We don't capture the title. So let's go back a level to TuneBuilder. Okay, well, TuneBuilder does capture titles. Where is it? Add title. Oh, this is TunesBuilder. TuneBuilder. I may regret that name. Okay. Yeah, it has the titles. It gathers them all as a group in an array. Okay. And then let's see what it does with it. I'm going to find it's a write-only field. Okay. We store it if passed in. I don't know why it would be passed in here anymore. We append. We look at it. We look at it some more. And we print it if it's there. Okay. But what we don't do is we don't put it in the tune. Okay. The tune, we put the metadata part spec, but we don't put the title stuff. Okay. So I want to, well, let's see. I'm going to add more metadata. Okay. And what I want to do is I want you to give me a map that is key, it's a string to string. Okay. And I'm going to call it, well, what should we call it? I'm going to call it, doesn't matter for now. I'm going to call it stuff. Okay. Stuff of string to string. And I'm even going to do it this way. And now it's initialized and it's optional. So my callers, current callers, should be okay with it. They don't do anything. Nobody's referencing it. It's fine. Okay, but TuneBuilder can do that. Okay, so TuneBuilder, let's put the stuff in. And I don't know if I can do it like this for a moment. If that'll build or if it's got a type match question. No, it's a good. Okay. I want to say you should give me a map. Let's build this map. I'm going to say this of type string to string equals nothing. Okay, so we start off with an empty map. I'm going to put something in it. So this is a var. And let's put metadata subtitle equals titles sub 0. Okay, the first title is always the real one or the official one. Okay, and I'm going to say metadata subtitles is titles dot joined with semicolon space. Okay, and then we're going to pass that in as the stuff. Okay. I think I have to say separate area. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's definitely can happen. All right. If there is no title, let's just make it empty. And I think let's do it like that. I'm a little surprised. Okay, let's build. Something's still complaining. Okay. Yeah, now we have the two failures. All right. But the difference is, I think this information is there now. If we store it, well, I'm going to call it metadata here. And I guess it comes before the parts stuff. Metadata is a map string to string. Okay. And let's store it. Equals stuff. And I'll straighten out those names shortly. All right. So now we've stored the metadata and now we want to use it. So if, well, let's return metadata subindex. All right. I don't know if it'll make me put the, all right. Or weird. Okay. Putting something really odd just to get through this test. All right. Okay, so now we are past title metadata to tune, and we can clean this up. Actually, let's add another test to prove that weird is the wrong answer there. Okay, so ABC parser test. Maybe that's a tune test. Where's tune test? Okay, let's test the metadata. So function test metadata for unknown field is empty string. Okay, so if we let tune equal, I think we can build this ourselves. Metadata part A, parts is empty. Excuse me. And stuff is the interesting one. Well, let's make this empty too. Okay. And if you ask for the metadata, tune.meta, tune sub not found should be blank. Okay, and I believe this will fail. And part. Okay, that should be weird. Okay, and we'll take out the weird. Run that again. Okay, so tune returns empty string for unknown metadata. Okay. Now, let's change parts. So I think you should be asking the metadata to get the stuff like parts. Sorry, where's tune? In here, instead of asking for part specification, I think you should ask for parts. And you should really get this description. That's the string. I don't think we need the part specification. So let's see who uses that. Okay, so we're checking that Tune knows it. All right, I would like to say this should be Tune sub parts. Should be AABB. And then same thing here. Tune sub parts. And I don't think we ever need to know the real parts, because that could be this complex thing like this with, parentheses, numbers, and all that. Okay, so I think this, these two tests will fail. Okay, they're going to be blank, right? Okay, and now TuneBuilder, he's setting up the parts in the tune, wherever that is. Right, he builds up the complete. Well, what's parts? Let's make sure it's the right thing. Oh, okay, that's the measures. Part specification, this thing. Okay, I think we want to put parts in here. Metadata of parts equals part spec dot description. Okay, and I think that'll make us pass. Okay, put parts description in metadata. Okay, and if we find the uses of part specification again, all right, it's not there anymore. We got rid of that one. And I don't know why this one popped up, but, well, okay, it's passed in, I suppose. All right, so I think Tune does not care about part specification anymore. Let's see about parts description. Somebody might still be looking that up. One test, okay. This should be tune sub parts. Okay. All right, and then part specification, part description, those are gone. All right, now it has metadata and parts. All right, we don't have anywhere to put this. All right, so I'm going to take this out and rename this one to metadata. Okay, so metadata equals metadata. Okay, I think that's better. All right, let's let the compiler tell us all the places that don't do it. Oh, somebody's still referencing it in Tune. Let's say self subparts. Okay, can't convert part, right? Tune. Well, we don't care about the part. It was just there because we needed something. All right, so if we put empty metadata, empty parts, that one should be okay. And then TuneBuilder should just store the metadata. And that should be okay. Okay, so we remove parts from Tune. Parts description is already in the metadata. Okay, to do. Tune should know main title and all variants. Yes. Allow repeated title to occur anywhere. Yes. We've done those two things. All right. So we finally added some functionality after all that time, all that time being 2 or 3 sessions of recovering from the dead end we hit with the parser and all that. All right, now TuneBuilder.score. Maybe it's worth going back to this stuff. TunesBuilder holds TuneBuilder, not tunes. Okay, yeah, I think this is still valid complaint. Let's go back to TuneBuilder.score. I don't think anybody should really be referencing it because it's not defined until we've completed the tune, and we don't do that until we've completed the tune builder. So let's find usages, and I'm just going to push through. Now I don't see score in there. Yeah, I don't know why that came up. I don't see score in there. Okay, these three. This is our Parsons code. Ooh, yeah, interesting. The report is running off the TuneBuilder. I don't think that's right. I think it should be running off the tune. All right, so let's push this back. What's code 1? Oh, okay. Right, TunesBuilder. This is again like we used to call builder tune, and it kind of was the tune. Well, it really was the tune, and I changed the name because we named it TuneBuilder now, and it tells me like that's not the right thing. But part of it is like, can tune do the job? What are we asking for? So here's tune.title. Okay. Yeah, I would like this to be tune because we can get the title. We can't get the reference number. That's interesting. All right, let's worry about adding the reference number. So the only two things we referenced so far is the title, the reference number, and then the rest of this, somehow it should be the notes. Codes, well, let's split every. Oh, this is after we've analyzed it. So let's see, where do we build the actual graph? Not sure. Okay, TuneBuilder. Builder subindex dot score. Okay. And we're close. Okay, code for builder.score. So who calls report? Is that the top level thing? I don't think it is. I think somebody iterates through all the reports. Right. Okay, let's do report. Let's move score up here. Okay, and then report is that. Let's go back here. This. Oh no, we still can't quite do that. Okay. Let's see. Let's make our tune fully operational on this stuff first. TuneBuilder. Okay, graph, TuneBuilder. What does he do? He doesn't use tune. Interesting. How does he know what tune to use? Graph of builder. Interesting. Code grid just takes the code. All right, let's take builder out of there. Well, let's do it the other way around because that's okay. Already, we just have the code string at this point. Okay, I believe that. And we don't need the builder. All right, let's make sure that's all right. Okay, now the builder here goes to details. All right, so we got tune out of here because it wasn't even used. Let's go to details. All right, now detail. Let's make this builder. And then right away in here, let's say let tune equal builder.score. Okay, so we can manage this first. Okay, now tune.titles is really tune subtitle. Okay, and titles.first, that's not really relevant now. All right, now this one, we still have to do builder.reference number because we don't have the reference number in there. Okay, that should still all work. Wow. Okay. Nope, that stays deleted. Where's our report? Okay, so where are we dying? TuneBuilder. All right, let's undo this. Oops, this was Tune. Okay, let's. I don't think it's a big deal, but okay. Remove unused TuneBuilder passed into graph. Okay, now we got the TuneBuilder. Well, I don't know. That tune should be fully built, so I'm a little puzzled. But let's deal with this reference number. And I think reference number is sort of the parser's word for it. I think we should just call it ID. Okay, and so I want to say that let's check that the TuneBuilder. Let's check that ID gets in there, because again, we have reference number, and I think let's make this 0 by default. They're not really allowed to be negative as far as I understand. Okay. We have reference number in the TuneBuilder, and somewhere we captured it, I'm sure. Somebody referenced it. Yeah. Selected symbol. Okay. We store it, we check it, we use it, and we put it in the report, but we don't put it in the tune. Okay, so let's give that to the tune. So where's TuneBuilder report? TuneBuilder test. Okay. Well, let's do this. Oh, we care about the tune though. Okay. Let's let tune equal TuneBuilder reference number 1 dot make. And we want to assert that tune of ID is equal to the string 1. Okay, because that's the reference number we gave it. Tune builder puts reference number in tune. Okay, and that should fail. Sorry, we haven't done it yet. Okay, and it's empty string because we always default to that. All right, now TuneBuilder down here. The id is equal to reference number. Let's put that in. Oops. Put that in this. Okay, tune knows reference number. Okay, let's see. Back to our report. Now, why? Why that blew up? Let's rename this builder. And we're going to let tune equal builder dot score. And I guess I will put this below the result because that's sort of the accumulated thing. Okay, value of tune has no member titles. That's true. Title sub first is just title. Okay. And this, let's see, builder.reference number. And our test should be okay, but I think something was going wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Okay, so stack says we're in details asking score. Let's look at builder. Tune is still nil. Well, if tune is nil, that sort of tells me we haven't made it yet, which seems really off. Like really, really off. Okay, but let's do what we got to do. We're going to make it. Okay, and then this we can say tune subid. Tune subid. That should be no change. Okay, so what we've done, Parsons Code report dot details works with tune rather than TuneBuilder. Now we're going to push some stuff back. Okay, so are we doing anything with builder after that? What about tune? Oh, it doesn't highlight things for me. I always miss that. Okay, I don't see builder in the rest of this. Okay, so that tells me I could pass in a tune if I did this on the way in. Okay, so let's just find details. Details of builder.make and code. It seems a little weird. Well, let tune equal builder.make. We're pushing it up. Oh. Cannot convert. Okay, that's... we'll do that here. Well, I'll do it here. Okay, so those work with tunes. All right, Parsons Code report. Okay, so now details is perfectly happy with the tune. All right, but this code for, let's see what he needs. Code for builder.score. What? Oh, builder.score is tune. Okay. And I think this is going to be, I'm going to call this Parsons Code just to be explicit. I've got to do a manual rename for whatever reason. All right. But Okay, so everybody here, is anybody still talking about builders? Graph. Just to be explicit. Okay, the title, tune. Okay. Put every code for. The only one is report. Okay, and what do we do with builder? All we do is builder.make. Okay, so let's do that here. Port 0.make, and then this is tune. This line goes away. Okay. The starting point of this was we're working on score. I don't get it. Like, how is score available before we call make on that builder? Okay, but I don't even want to sort builders. I want to sort tunes. I want this thing to take, I want it to give me a bunch of tunes. Okay. All right, so these two references to score. Let's see what else we got still. Okay, that's not there. These two. That doesn't say score. And this one does. And who calls this? Tune sub-0. Okay. Tune sub-0. All right. I want to sort tunes, not sort tune builders. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm computing their code. Okay, I think I can do this. Let's get to TunesBuilder. TunesBuilder. Okay, yeah, the thing is this make is what generates all those tunes. And I would like to just call that when I pass the whole thing to the report. I'm passing TunesBuilder. I think I want to make a new object for tunes. Okay, let's do that. And it's really for the array of tunes. And where's, TunesBuilder. Okay, this, I want to wrap this type basically. All right, so let's just create a new file. I'm kind of doing an extracty sort of thing manually, which is a little weird. Okay, so let's make a class tunes. And it's got a private var array of tune. And I think it's got a constructor. Init, which takes tunes, array of tunes, and self.tunes equals tunes. Okay. And, well, I don't know why not. Have I got this in the wrong package? Oops, this is the one I want. Tests. No, he's not tests. He's TuneSim. Well, Tune, yeah. Let's rebuild that. Okay. Cannot assign value of tunes. Oh, yeah, don't want to do that. Okay, and good. Now maybe I need this to be a sequence. I don't quite know. We're trying to put it into that thing back there, so whoops. I think we want to parallel this. Okay, but we want to return tunes. Array tune iterator. And we need a make iterator method. Iterator return tunes dot make iterator. Okay, so now TunesBuilder down here, I want to return tunes. Okay, and somebody's going to complain. Cannot map this. Okay, so this, well, let's tunes equal that. Return tunes of tunes. Okay. Good. All right. So now I think I can call Parsons Code report. He's getting TunesBuilder. I think I want this to be tunes. Let's find his callers. Should be one main and a couple tests, right? Okay. Tunes. Find tunes. Let's see that. Yeah, you know, I don't think I care about TunesBuilder at all, really. I think I would be just as happy in life if this is what got returned. The tunes object. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Okay, I'm green right now. Let's check in. So we made tune a sequence. Oh, we made the tune objects. A sequence of tune. Okay. Now, I think we can push backwards. TunesBuilder. All we're doing with TunesBuilder is iterating over it. If this were a list of tunes, let's make it 1, and then we'll push that back. Okay. Let's call this TunesBuilder. Builder. Okay. And we're going to say let tunes equal TunesBuilder dot make. Okay, what does TuneBuilder have? TuneBuilder. You have a key or a sortable or something like that. Equatable. Interesting. Why? Why does Tunes? Oh, maybe because I'm lying about this. This should be that and that. Let's try it again. A missing return. Okay. We can say return this. Okay. So make report work with tunes rather than TuneBuilder. Okay. Trying to do these small steps, but I think we're getting in there. All right. So now I want this to be given the list of tunes. Okay. So again, we'll find the callers. There's a few. Okay. They can certainly do this. We can take this return back out. It's implicit. Okay. And this is tunes of tunes. Okay. Here's a caller. We said dot make. Okay. And again, I think we'll get rid of this eventually, but okay. And that should be okay. This one we changed, and then a test. Parsons Code dot report tunes. Let's make this dot make and see if that all works. Tunes has no members errors. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, report takes tunes. So I don't think I should see the word builder in here anymore. Ah, okay. This is tune 1 now. Tune 1, tune 2, tune 1, tune 2. Okay. Right. Okay, so this is really just a I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I guess we're passing tunes. Pass tunes instead of TunesBuilder. Okay, now I think we're due for a break. We've gone for about an hour, so we'll take a 3 minute, maybe 4 minute break, and we'll come back and see if we can get rid of those last, if there's any more scores, references to score in TuneBuilder. And hopefully we can knock that out of here, and I'll feel better then because we won't have access to something that's partially constructed. All right, so see you in about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's see who's using this thing now. It can't be very many. There might be none. Yeah, well, that's not really one. That. Okay, who's referencing the subscripts? Again, it's not very many. Well, where are they getting that? We call make and fine tunes. Well, let's let this be make. Right, so that, okay, I don't mind giving a count, but errors, I don't know, like where should errors live? Okay, but this is one. These result. Boy, that should result definitely. Okay, let's try it here. Make. We can give a count. Okay, I don't mind that. Value of type tunes. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, let's give tunes a subscript. Index of int, return tunes sub index, and a count. Okay, that's reasonable stuff for this to have. Oh yeah, return tune. Okay, and now in here, result dot make, result count. Those are all happy. Okay, so it's this one. Parse tunes. Header note lines returns TunesBuilder. That seems odd. Oh, TunesBuilder. Okay, yes. TunesBuilder. And it returns tunes. Let's do make here. That part's fine, but now it's returning tunes. Okay, and so parse tunes gets tunes, returns the 0th one. Does anybody call this? Parse tunes.builder. Well, that's really... Okay, let's revert. I'm not clearly messing things up. I think I'm going to keep this. That's just sort of stuff we were already kind of doing. Discard changes. Okay. Let's go back to TuneBuilder. I'm sorry, I'm running in circles here, but usages of score. Okay, this one is not a use of score. That one is not. This one, tune.part.notes. I don't think that is either. It's only this. This is the only use of score. Okay. And why do we need the builder? And is this the only use of that? Subscript. Okay. This one we got rid of. I really want you to do a make if you want this stuff. But the errors, where are those living? All right, yeah, so the problem is FineTunes produces a TunesBuilder. I mean, should the tunes know the errors? See what else we got. Okay, FineTunes. I feel so close, but I'm just not quite seeing the good way to do this. I mean, maybe the tune should know the errors that were seen when you tried to parse it. Or maybe the parser should keep track of those errors. Does it now? Where are the errors? Who calls FineTunes? Well, I guess the answer must be TunesBuilder contains the errors, right? Yeah. Somebody calls TunesBuilder and says add an error. Okay, so I'm going to say tunes should know the errors too. So it knows the tunes, it knows the individual tunes, it knows the errors in the file that created them. I don't know. Where's this add error again? Who calls that? It's got to be something on the outer side of things. Tunes.add error. Add error in the parser. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the parser ought to own its own errors. And whoever's asking for them from TunesBuilder, I guess I didn't see an accessor, so I guess it's this. Well, the parser tests certainly have parsers. I'm thinking everybody who does this has a parser lying around, so they all could ask the parser for those errors. Okay, let's push that back. Let's push this into ABC parser. Okay. He knows his parser. He knows his errors. Okay. And then who does he call? He calls add error. I think we're going to say errors dot append the error. Okay, where's TunesBuilder? Errors. Add error. Errors dot append. Okay. I'm going to take this out. Somebody's going to be complaining. Oh, maybe not. Okay. That was a build. Somebody should complain at runtime because we're not putting the errors in the TuneBuilder at this point. Okay, good. All right. So now I want to say ABC parser.errors. .errors. Okay. Check errors get caught. Okay. Well, is that all of them? Nope, there's still a couple. Errors. Okay, ABC parser. .errors and ABC parser.errors. I would think content view would have it too. Tunes never used. Because we're trying to get the errors, not any tunes. We know we don't get any tunes out. All right, probably the same thing up here. And up here. Okay. All right, and do we have any vestiges of that in TunesBuilder now at this point? Find error. Okay. And I'm hoping nobody references it. Nope, somebody looked. Builder.errors. Okay, let's do parser equals ABC parser. Parser.findTunes. Parser.errors. Okay. TuneBuilder has no errors. Okay. It's odd that nobody caught it before. Okay, let's find TuneBuilder. Let's close everything to the right. I'm tired of looking at it. Is there a reference to score yet? I think there's one more still. Yes. Okay. Now, this score. Sorry, who's calling this, I guess. All right, we got that one. Tunes is ABC parser tunes.make. And now tune sub-0 makes sense. Header lines. Parse tunes is... It returns a TunesBuilder. Let's see if this... Let's make this use this. Okay. Similarly here... Whoops. No lines dot make. Oh, it did look like that. Okay. Tune sub-0. Okay, I think this is unused. No. Result dot make. I don't know if I should have to call make all over the place like this, but okay. Okay. Where are we on our to-do here? Eliminate use of TuneBuilder.score. Okay, we're still trying, but I think we're close. Find selected symbol. Are you a score? No. Yes, we are done. All right, so I should be able to comment that out. Now, is anybody using this? Yes. Okay, let's take this out. Make sure this is working. Okay, so remove use of TuneBuilder.score. All right. That's good. Now, if I can get rid of tune, I think I've done what I want to on this. Tune equals. This is complete. Well, that's a private thing. All right, I think I can. I don't think anybody calls this. Anybody else? Let's make this the result. I'm kind of doing a cheater's inline here. Make of tune and return tune. Okay. Now let's find those references. Tune. Well, let the compiler tell us. Down at the bottom. Oh, okay. We don't need it in the description anymore. And we don't need to match on it anymore. Okay. And Well, this I think really is events. Events match, not notes match. And it's really about our events, not our tune. Okay, because we really manage the input. Well, our thing we're accumulating is the events, and the tune is the result of all that. But from our perspective as TuneBuilder, if we've got the same events and everything else is the same, then we might be the same. I don't know that we really need this equatable, but if we do, make isn't accessible. Oh, yeah, that was public. Let's make a question. Does TuneBuilder need to be equatable? Because I don't know that it does. Or maybe it does in a test, but I feel like it's not normally needed. Okay, let's go back. Tune is out of here. Reference number, titles, key, that's all stuff we're gathering. Events are stuff we're gathering. Part specification is stuff we're gathering. Parts description, I don't know if anybody uses. Gosh, this is suspicious to me. Okay, title, key, events, part specification. Okay, let's make sure this is good. And let's quite sure what we did there. I guess we removed. We rearranged fields. Okay, now I was suspicious about parts description. I don't think anybody really needs that because now we have it in the tune. Builder.parts description. Undefined part has no notes. True. But I think we can say this is tune subparts. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Parts description. No. Okay, because we've got parts in tune. That's the thing anybody really cares about. I don't think we care about how it got formatted or any of that stuff. All right. Okay, in terms of our notes, eliminate use of TuneBuilder.score. Yes, we did that. Okay. Does TuneBuilder need to be equatable? Well, let's move that one down a moment. Okay. It's odd that TuneBuilder holds TuneBuilder, not tune. I think that's a comment, and the thing we did was add a tunes class. Okay. I'm not convinced TunesBuilder is quite up to everything it should be. Maybe we could keep pushing on that, but I do want to move forward. Does TuneBuilder need to be equatable? Let's find that one out. probably the easiest way is to take away this and see who complains. Imagine there's a test or two, and maybe some of them, maybe all of them. Ooh, no more. Okay, so basically everybody's probably comparing tunes and not the tune builders themselves. Okay, so that's good. Okay, does TuneBuilder need to be equatable? No. So it's really remove TuneBuilder or equatable. Okay. Good. All right, we're getting back to solid features. Okay. Should L in tune header become an event? I think the answer is no. Okay, so the question for this is really like when you create the tune header, you define some things that give kind of default values for the tune, or starting values for the tune, I should say. L, the unit note length. So are we talking about eighth notes or quarter notes or what? The meter, is it 3/4 time or 4/4 time? The key, there's other things that they right now they form the fields of TuneBuilder other than events. Events capture stuff like notes and key changes and things, but these initial values are managed in here. And we could say, oh, we should make those into events and let them be part of the stream. I think, at least for now, my tentative answer is no, we're not going to do that. We're going to establish these as fields. Some of them become metadata on the tune. Some of them become kind of initial conditions on the notes or on the events, and they don't necessarily show up in the tune. So if we stuck them in, then they would get pulled back out and handled. I don't know. I don't think there's much advantage to it, but we might change our mind. But I think for now, the answer is no. Okay. I guess I could expand on that, but should this do this? The answer is no. Let them be starting values used in tune construction. Okay, handle meter in tune body, handle M in tune header, meter in tune header and tune body in line, M without L, key. All right. Wow. So the starting point of this was this quantized Parsons code, and we've really gotten deep into cleanup and refactoring because of it. And we still haven't actually addressed the actual quantizing part of things. Ugh. Okay. So maybe we should do that. Okay. Let's pull this up. And this, refocus on that. This, I think, is broaden handling of initial conditions. All right, and another one is handle L in tune body. I don't know if we do it in the tune header right now. Okay, it's in all everywhere. Okay, so L in tune header and L in tune body. Okay. Cool. All right, so this, okay. The deal is you have a measure, like I'll just say 1, 2, that's kind of confusing, isn't it? A, B, C, D, bar, A, D, C, B, A, bar. Okay. You might have an opening bar. It doesn't matter really. Okay. If if these are all quarter notes, let's say it's a 4/4 time signature, these are quarter notes. Um, they they look different. Let me change it even. How about this? Okay. Um, I'll even do this. Okay. So if we look at these as quarter notes, A, and kind of match them up, let's imagine it was two measures, corresponding measures from two tunes. A, B, C, D versus A, C, C, A. Oh, well, those clearly differ. A matches A, but B doesn't match C. C matches C, but A doesn't match D. Okay. Now, I guess I should say half or whole notes. If if I did it by eighth notes, then it doesn't matter because there are no eighth notes specifically. So this is sort of like 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes. They're all the same. But if I went by half notes, I would be comparing A, C versus A, C. So I'm taking, of these two quarter notes, I'm taking the first one. Same for these two. And now you see like the real bones of this tune at the half note level are the same. And if I analyze it at the whole note level, A, the tune looks even more similar. Okay. And so those A, B, C, Ds, maybe that bump, 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 the strong beats, the first and third beat, they're the same. And so it feels like the same tune, even if the grace notes or intermediate tones are kind of different. And actually, when you're playing old time music, it's very common that the bones of the tune are the same, and somebody might play different grace notes or intermediate tones, passing tones, neighbor tones, things like that, other notes. But the bones stay the same, and it's really the same tune. And if you recognize that essence of the tune in it, then it's fine. And since we're doing these Parsons graphs, we have some where the songs are more like, I'll put the 2/8 notes together. Okay, we might have eighth notes, A, B, C, D, C, A. If I compare these two, well, this one has 4 notes and this one has 6, so right off they look wrong. Okay, but if I quantize this to quarter notes, A, B, C, D, A, C, C, A, they're kind of different. But then if I quantize to half notes, they're the same, and same for whole notes. Okay, so this notion that we can quantize before we do the Parsons code, it gives us this kind of filtering to make tunes that really are more tunes that tunes that are more similar. We want to come out as being more similar, and sometimes backing up a level and kind of fuzzing your eyes a little or fuzzing your ears a little makes it more apparent that that's the case. And so this quantization should do that. All right. And so what that means is I need to know measures. Now, I don't think that means I need to know meters. What I think I need to do is I think I could just take the ones that are there. If I say quantize by quarter notes, and I don't know, if this thing had 5 of them, I would quantize 5 quarter notes. And if I compare measure by measure, it looks the same. If I knew the meter, I could force it. But not knowing the meter, most of the time, it's not an issue. Most of them are going to be the same number of beats per measure. So what I really want, okay, so this is fitting in with our Parsons code. Cancel that. I really should turn that off. Parsons code, let's see. Here's the report. well, maybe even the code. We take in this list of events, but really what we want is the notes. Now, I don't know where, let's see where this is called. Only in tests. Interesting. Okay, what about you? He's the real deal. Okay. That is very interesting. Let's see if we can flip these over, because I think notes, what is notes? It's an array of events. Well, analyze notes. Oh, that's events. These are events. Why are they not? How are they just notes over in the other one, though? Where is this being called again? Analyze notes is tune.notes. And notes produces notes. Okay. Then this thing, these calls should be working with notes. Analyze parser, ABC parser.notes. Well, really, I want to work off the notes. I mean, that's what it should be. Notes. These events. Notes. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm beginning to question if event needs to be different on the input side versus the output side. That's one thing on my mind. The second one is these notes coming back. I mean, this being events, that's really correct from the parser point of view. And this is, this is a test helper function. Okay, it's not even a real thing. Who's calling it? Parser.notes. Okay. Is there a make note? Yeah, okay. I think this thing should return notes. All right. Note result value. Let's see. The type of this is event. Let's return note. And then this, we're going to return value dot map. Value dot filter. If it is a note, we're going to map it to as a note and return that. Okay, now these people should break. Okay, make note event, note string in. This returns note. Make note event. I think this should be make note. Is my rename still broken? Yes. Okay. Okay, and any note, I want to return a note. Okay, and then it does that by not wrapping an event. Okay. Good. Good. So notes, analyze notes now is calling the right thing, I think. Almost. Make note event. Well, this needs that. Okay, I'll do the wrapping here. Event.e.note of make note of that. Okay. Let's do a rebuild. Okay, so remove make note event. That's enough for now. All right, now I think that means we have dead code in our Parsons Code parser. Parsons Code report. It was Parsons Code. I don't think we need this one anymore. Okay. All right. So we remove Parsons Code for events. Use note only. All right, so quantizing the Parsons Code. Let's see. So I think we want to work with the tunes, and I'm not. What I'm thinking of is like the decorator pattern. The idea that we would take a normal tune and wrap it as a quantized version, and the result would still be a tune. We could delegate to the original object for things, but we would control what was in the measures. So let's turn that into some tests. All right, I think let's just close this stuff. Close to the right. Okay. Let's open Tune. Okay, so when you have Tune for notes, well, it's really this one, measure. I don't know, do you ever ask for measures? Can people ask for this directly? Do they ask for it directly? No. Okay, let's make this private. And what about this? Good. Okay. Okay. Make tune fields private. Now I may regret this as soon as I try and wrap it. Okay. So my idea is if you ask for notes, you're taking you're walking through the parts. Like I want to change, I want this to run through the parts index. I would like to ask measure. So we're mapping the parts and we're mapping the measures. It's like we want to do a transform right here before measure.notes. Who calls this? There can't be that many. All right, let's make this a method instead of a field. Okay. Pseudo field maybe. Now, I don't. What I want to do, the reason I did that is because I want to be able to put a parameter in there, and I want a map function basically, which I think, well, let's call it map function of type, and it takes a measure and it produces a measure, and it equals identity. Okay, so if you call notes and you pass in this map function, by default you get the empty, well, the identity function that says take every measure and map it to itself. So this is map function of measure dot notes. All right, and that nobody's using it, so it's a neutral change. All right, make notes, take an optional map function. Okay, now I feel qualified. Okay, so now if I had a function that quantized a measure, I have somewhere to hook it in. All right, so let's make a quantizer. I think, I don't know if it's a domain thing exactly. Yeah, it's a question to me whether it should be in the domain package or maybe like a transform package. I'm going to create a new group. Transform. Put this down here. Actually put it there. Okay. And let's add, well, let's put a test one in too. No. Transform. Okay. New file. It's a test. Quantize tests, and I got that wrong again. Let's do that. Okay. All right. So this test, I'm not quite sure how I want to specify things. Test, quantize 1 beat per bar. Okay. And the idea is, I guess I want to make a measure equal measure something. Okay, do I get the right measure? Rhythm and a bunch of events. Okay, I guess that's... I think rhythm is maybe a little prematurely there. Okay, but if we do measure.measure, and it's rhythm 4/4, and the notes, okay. I guess I need events. This is one of those changes I did off camera, but it runs through the notes and creates a bunch of quarter notes from them. Okay. Event to array. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Okay, so I make events for A, B, C, D. And if I say, well, quantize equal quantize, I don't know, am I saying 1 beat, 1 note? I'm going to make a quantizer. And I'm going to ask it, if you take quantize 1 measure, you should get back something. I'll say measure. That's not quite right. I'll have to make an expected measure. I think the rhythm stays the same. And maybe the notes do too. I'm not sure the rhythm of the notes is right here, but work with me. Okay. I'll create a measure 4-4 events A, B, C, D. I get back one that's 4-4 with event A. I create a quantize object, and I say if you quantize this with one note per measure, you should get the expected measure. All right, let's see. So I think I do want the one up here. And let's call it Quantizer. Take it out of here. I don't know if it's quite. I'm not sure about these rhythms. But for now, we only care about the notes. We don't care about the durations. Okay, so quantize 1 beat per bar. All right. Well, let's see. If we want this to compile, we're going to have to create Quantizer. Okay, and this is a class, Quantizer, and it has one function, Quantizer dot map measure. Let's say it's got a map function, public func map takes a measure as input and produces a measure as output. Okay, and let's return measure for now. Oh, and we have a constructor. And it takes beats per measure. And, oh, that's an int. All right, does nothing with it. This test should fail. Should build but fail. Not quite so easily. Okay, fine. Oh, once again. Okay, builds but fails. That's good. All right, and what we're expecting to see is probably all 4 notes are there because it just returned the measure. 4-4 A, B, C, D instead of A. All right. Cool. Not quite sure how far to. Well, let's keep track of things. So private var beats per measure event, and this is self.beats equals beats. Okay. Now I'm going to take the shortcut way and just ignore that. I mean, we don't really need to use it. I'm going to just take the first measure, first note. Let's see, if measure dot notes, is that all I can do to a measure? I really want to do more. if I take a subscript of index event, I'd like to get the event and this returns an event. I don't know. And this really only applies to the measure case. And I don't know who's using this none case. That may be, maybe we can avoid that. Well, this is what I'm trying to do. This one doesn't convert. Return type event. Okay, that seems okay. Cannot convert return expression of type note to return type event. Well, really it's events.index is what I should be caring about. Events subindex. Because they all should be notes at this point. Okay. Measure. Okay, let's start here. Rhythm we're going to have to take out too. Okay. Build failed. Map, measure, rhythm. Okay. Okay. Well, it's progress. The problem is, all right, maybe the next test should reveal that, I guess. Okay. So if I have let's quantize 2 beats in a bar. Same deal here. This one should now be AC. And I'm quantizing 2. I don't know, maybe expected reads better down here. This test should fail. Okay, and we probably only get the A. Yep. Okay. Well, at some point I have to do the real work. Okay. I mean, what it is, it's like let's say I have quarter, 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 and I ask for half note quantization. The first note, well, I ask for, let's say, quantize 2. Okay. The first note is always the first note. Well, let's just call them A, B, C, D, I guess. They're all quarter notes. All right. We ask for the first note, we get A, or we always get A. Now we want to, well, if we ask for the, because it's 2 and it was 4, 4, we want to look at the moment of beat 1, okay, which is that first letter A, and then we want to skip 2 beats and look at beat 3, which is C. Where did I get the 3? Well, I got 4 beats. I'm dividing them. I only want to get 2 of them, so I should divide it in half. So 2 beats. And the first one's there, then plus the second one is 2 beats. All right, so I got to kind of accumulate things. Let me do a different case. A B2D means B is a half note. And I quantize 2. Okay. Now I look at beat 1. It's an A. That's an easy one. It's always the first note is always the first beat. And when I look at beat 3, well, the B sounded in beat 2, but it holds over through beat 3. So it really should be a B. This one should be a C. Okay. But I kind of have to accumulate like each note's value. So I always take the first one. All right, so let's see, we take the first, and then if it's, okay, figure the next beat position, and then move forward until you're at least equal. Okay, so let's take another case. A3, B. Okay, so this is boom, boom. Okay, so it's a 3 beat count. If I ask for Q2, Okay, I always take the A because that's the first note. Now I add to it to get beat 3. Well, A ends at the start of beat 4, so it really is still sounding at beat 3, and I want to get this for an answer. So let's see. So I'm doing some sort of accumulating thing. I don't know how to get to it. Oh, this measure. Okay, this measure thing. I got to figure out who's doing this none stuff because it's getting in my way. Find this. Okay, none. Measure for part, return none. Okay, so if you ask for a measure that's not sensible, we're returning none. Okay, I think we want to say don't do that. Measure for parts equals parts of part name, else none. I wouldn't mind if I had a measure that was kind of a default measure, like an empty, like a zero rhythm and no notes in it. And that's in tune, and then the tests look for that. Okay, let's focus on that for the next 5 minutes. Okay. Can I create a static one? Static empty equals measure rhythm 0, 4, and no events. It hates everything about it. Measure cannot be accessed because it has no inaccessible initializers. Measure dot measure. Okay. What else do you like? Oh, insert bar. Okay, I can do that. All right. That's doable. Okay. So well, I'm never going to create a measure none. All right, so anybody who references measure none, I need to return measure.empty. Okay. Measure.empty. And measure.empty. Okay, does that work? Should fail, but oh. Quantize test. Let's comment that one out for a minute. Okay, is this good in measure? Okay, so I guess we check for that case. So now I'm going to take that case away. Case none. Okay, case none. Case none. Well, that should work. Okay, remove, well, add measure.empty, remove measure.none, and they act differently, so that's the way it goes. Okay. All right, now I think I can do a caselet. I don't know, is that any better? Caselet measure. I don't know. Maybe it's a distraction. Okay, let's put this back. Leave ourselves a failing test to start with here. Okay, the quantizing doesn't work, and we need to do this stuff and kind of apply this rule. I think it'll be easier to pull out information from measure now, and we can work on the notions here. All right, we did a fair bit today. Let's see if we can express this. Create the quantizer. Produce 1 beat per measure. And this is quantized notes, that. And all this is really refactoring TuneBuilder, TunesBuilder, TuneBuilder, and Tune. Okay. Well, that was, let's add one more thing, handle other quantizations. All right. We did a fair bit today. A lot of work around cleaning up the builder and the TunesBuilder. So now we have more of a picture of you build that thing and then you get the results rather than it sort of halfway knowing when there was a score to get. And we made Tune hold the metadata in a more simpler way. And we switched Parsons Code to use notes and to use tunes. Okay, I guess I should say that too. Make Parsons Code use tuned rather than TunesBuilder or TuneBuilder. Okay. And we're now working on that quantizer thing, and I think we'll pick up there tomorrow. That's 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC, Monday through Thursday, most weeks. All right, thanks for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.